So the Pioneers fall to the Limestone Saints, final score of 69-59, and Limestone lit it up from outside to start that second half, and things you just don't normally see in a game. Joined by Pioneer coach J.T. Burton. And we joked as I was walking into the gym. I met you as you were walking out. And we're like, we hope we don't have the win, the hangover, from the big-time win. And so now that's 2 in a row. Carson Newman was a big win, and then the second game was LMU, and we got that hangover. And it's not that it was for lack of energy or effort here today. It was just Limestone, man, they got on a heater, and they just kept rolling.
Testament to coach.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that team was a totally different team we played right after Christmas. And we kind of knew it, though. We knew 24 was going to be good, Galbert.
Yeah.
And Galert, I think that's what his name. And we knew he was going to be good, man. But they shot the ball like Brian, I'm serious. The one thing against the zone, you say you have to make threes against it, and that's what they did the second half.
Yeah.
They shot 71% from the three in the second half. When you shoot this, and we shot 36%, which is pretty good for us.
Not bad, yeah.
That's tough.
And they were 7 of 8 to start the second half from 3. And I just think they got tired. Took so many. They just started missing them because they did get tired just a little bit. But hey, I also think this game goes back to just misses in the paint. I looked at it was a funny stat that I pull up that I like to look at with the home stats just to see what is going on. And the one thing that will just absolutely drive you crazy are the layups that were missed. 7 of 16 for your team inside the paint today. And that's defense, that's contested, but that's also just the ball's just not going in.
Now, that's when you know that, like a lot of times, a couple of times, they did a really good job against the 92. Yeah. They did it, walling up, double team, changing their coverages and everything. And that's the thing. We missed a lot of layups, but they was heavily contested. And, it's just one of those things, Brian, man. East kids fight. I told them in the locker room, the sun's going to come up tomorrow.
Yeah.
We have to continue to get better. We got to go on the road to Emory Henry.
Yeah.
So, it's one of those things, man. We got to find some consistency. And I think, we got a little tired. That's when you miss layups. And they did. And that's the testament to them, man.
It was a game also, 2 turnovers in the first half. And then we threw it around the gym there for about a 6-minute stretch. And that has been really, if you just want to put your finger on something that's gone on with Tusculum this year, that's it. The turnovers has really hurt us.
Yeah, at unopportune times as well. Like James made one, missed it. Just threw it across it. And I think Connor did the same thing. It was KJ did the same thing. And when you do that against a team that hot, you on the defensive end. It's kind of like football.
Yeah.
You stay on the defensive end all the time.
Yeah.
Eventually you're going to wear down. And that, that's on me. I got to get better at trying to prepare these guys. We've tried all kind of different things to do. It's just one of those things we just got to get better. Just got back to the drawing board, Brian, man. Because when a team comes in here and shoots the ball like that, it's incredible.
There's really nothing else to say. Because I felt like our effort was there and we ran good sets. We just didn't finish some of it in the paint. We didn't get some threes to go, and that's another thing. We did make 7, which, the way we were playing in that 2-game slide, we just made 6 total in those games. And then we come out with LMU, make some. And I saw Kobe in here. He gets his opportunity, and he gives us some life. He had 13 straight. In the gym just before the game started here today.
Well, if Kobe don't come in the game, it's probably worse than that because we couldn't buy a basket.
Yeah.
And, Jalen's kind of struggling. Jalen Crowder's kind of struggling. He'll get it back because he stays in the gym. But Kobe come off the bench in 10 minutes, he was 3 for 5 from the 3.
Yeah.
And, he's one of those kids, again, it's like Makai. It's going to be up and down, but them guys will stay with it. And that's the great thing about this thing, man, is this. But, kids nowadays just got to stay out of their head. They got to stay out of their own way. Got to stay with it, stay the course, and because at the end of the day, you still want to be playing in February and March, and with these kids, I think we'll be okay.
That's what I love about your team. You're going to use them because you're going to find the guys that are hot. You're going to get the chemistry right that's out there and get some guys going, and you'll need it because Emory and Henry has rallied at Hartsville to knock off Coker 78-77, pretty much almost at the buzzer. So they're still sitting there. You got a half-game lead for second. Wise is going to get beat by Anderson. So you're still there. in that fighting for that position. But, man, Emory here's going to be ready. They've got that win. That was the tough loss, I think, this year for us.
Yeah, come back to haunt us. But, I mean, but the thing is, the way it's playing out, though, what you just told me, we're still like fourth tied. Maybe we got a half a game up.
Yeah.
And that just depends on how the other games are going. So we'll be okay. It's just that these opportunities right here, though, you have to take care of them. And it was very unfortunate. I kind of had an idea that it was going to be a dog fight because of the way they've been playing. I mean, so, but I didn't. If you told me they would have shot that this well, I think the coach was surprised. But, hey, again, that's those guys. We got to get better. We'll be okay. We got to stay together. We got to bring it together, because, today we're playing for my niece, and that's a whole nother story. But that little girl right there, she would give anything to be here playing basketball.
Play for Cal. That's what we did. So I was going to kind of wrap this up. You had a big contingent that came in, and it doesn't matter if you win or lose. Those people up there that follow you and support you are big-time winners. It's
unbelievable because my brother Frank came up with the idea. Was like, hey, let's get a charter bus. I thought he was crazy. I was like, eh. But then they all just took to it and they did it, and it was 45 people on that charter bus. You got my mother, the head of the whole Burton enterprise, but you got my sister Twyla Johnson. I heard some things that you said, and I really appreciate that. With Stanley Johnson, her husband, they've been through a lot over this last 2 years, and our family has. So we try to take this play for Cal as long as I'm coaching, and try to get us over the top and put her name where it's never forgotten. Because the game, Brian, she loved was basketball. It was incredible. She loved basketball. And I kind of miss Justin did a video and has some of the video stuff he had gotten from me. And it shows some of the things, like one time her and I was in the hospital together. I was with her, and then she was dancing like me, and then they showed her shooting a free throw. And I remember her going back when she couldn't, with her team, and she told me if she would give anything in this world. So, Jaquel it's been an inspiration to me. It's been an inspiration to our family. I told one story. I said my brother's 60 years old, and before Kel got sick, we never told each other we loved each other ever.
Yeah.
After that, every day, and it's the weirdest thing ever because my brothers are guys. I got 4 other brothers, and they're hardcore. And but it's been one of those things, man. So I want to say thank you to the administration. Say thank you to you yourself, Mr. Dom, Doug. Everybody for Dr. Hummel, President Hummel, for allowing my family to us having a presentation and a ceremony like we did before the game.
Well deserved. Unfortunate today.
Yep, thank you.
See you Wednesday. He's Pioneer coach J.T. Burton. Pioneers fall here today. Final thoughts when we come back after this. Your final Limestone 69, Tusculum 59. Pioneer basketball continues after this on the Pioneer Sports Network.